close your eyes and imagine a world on the edge of silence. It is the summer of 1914, and Europe is alive with music, fashion, and optimism. Cities sparkle with gaslights, trains crisscross the continent, and the future seems bright. And yet, beneath this calm, alliances tighten, armies prepare, and one single spark is about to ignite the deadliest conflict the world has ever seen. Tonight, as you drift into rest, we will travel through the story of the First World War. It begins with an assassination. In Sarajevo, on June 28, 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria is shot. The world does not yet know it, but the echo of those gunshots will ripple across continents. Within weeks, alliances draw nations into war. Austria-Hungary declares war on Serbia. Russia mobilizes. Germany follows. France and Britain join. By August, much of Europe is engulfed in flames. Imagine the early days. Soldiers in bright uniforms march through cheering crowds, believing the war will be over by Christmas. Young men smile from train windows, unaware of the years of hardship ahead. Families wave flags, never realizing how long the separation will last. The world is changing, and there is no turning back. Soon, the optimism vanishes. On the Western Front, stretching from the North Sea to Switzerland, the war becomes a stalemate. Trenches are dug, endless lines carved into mud. Life in the trenches is cold, wet, and filled with danger. Imagine the sound, the drip of water, the scratching of rats, the distant thunder of artillery. Soldiers huddle in the dark, waiting for dawn, waiting for orders, waiting for survival. Above them, the world is torn apart by new weapons. Machine guns cut down waves of men. Poison gas drifts silently across the battlefield, burning lungs and blinding eyes. Tanks rumble forward for the first time in history, clumsy yet terrifying. Airplanes soar overhead, once fragile machines, now used for reconnaissance and combat. The war is not only fought with courage, it is fought with innovation, each invention deadlier than the last. And yet, in the middle of despair, humanity still flickers. On Christmas Eve of 1914, soldiers on both sides lay down their weapons. They climb from their trenches, exchange gifts, share songs, and even play football in no man's land. For one night, enemies become men again. Then, as dawn rises, the war resumes. The conflict spreads far beyond Europe. In the Middle East, Africa, and Asia, battles rage. The war is truly global. Millions are drawn into the fight: colonial troops, laborers, sailors, and nurses. Women step into roles they had never been allowed before, working in factories, driving ambulances, and keeping nations alive while men fight at the front. By 1917, the war has drained all sides. Then, two great shifts occur. In Russia, revolution breaks out. The old empire collapses, and the new Soviet government withdraws from the war. In the same year, the United States enters, bringing fresh soldiers and supplies. The balance begins to tilt. Finally, in 1918, after 4 long years, the German army weakens. Allies push forward. Exhaustion grips every nation. On November 11th, at the 11th hour, the guns fall silent. Armistice. The war is over. The world breathes again, but nothing is the same. In its wake, more than 16 million lives are lost. Entire landscapes are scarred. Empires collapse: the Austro-Hungarian, the Ottoman, the Russian, and the German. A peace treaty is signed at Versailles, harsh and heavy with blame, planting seeds of future conflict. But in that moment, people only feel relief. The war they thought would last months is finally at an end. Now, as you drift deeper into sleep, imagine walking through a quiet field in France. The grass has grown back, but beneath the earth lie memories, helmets, letters, and names carved on white stone. The silence is heavy, but peaceful. The war is gone, but its story remains. And perhaps tonight, in your dreams, you will hear not the sound of gunfire, but the quiet of peace after chaos. Before you fade completely, if this story of history has calmed your mind, subscribe, so we can journey together through more forgotten times.